Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View, where you get your Celtic news first thing every morning. I swear to God, I'm going to end up doing one of these in my house coat. Anyway, let's listen to Brendan Rodgers and Matt O'Reilly and Paulo Bernardo. Paulo Bernardo that is coming on to a fantastic game at Celtic. A lot of people saying, look, just sign him up just now. Sign him up and get it done and dusted. Let's listen to Brendan Rodgers and see what he said about the game last night.
Yeah, I'm very proud of the team over this last numbers of weeks, the performances and the results they produced. You know, especially on the back end of the Rangers game, this can be a really, really tough place to come. But the players' mentality, they started the game so well.
Yeah.
Scored two really, really good goals. And and then obviously we get the chance to play against 10 men, and we were much better this time than what we were at the weekend. So, so we managed the game really well, created a lot of chances in second.
I'm going to give you an interesting fact. Did you know that the one and only Dyson Maida, the one and only Dyson Maida, who scored yesterday, has scored the first goal of the year for the last 3 years now. That's this year and the previous 2 years. He has scored the first goal for Celtic since signing from Yokohama F. Marinos. He's scored the first goal of the new year. Every year. Fantastic thing, that. Anyway, let's move on and listen to what a couple of
Gentlemen,
the players
well
had
done.
to say.
Paulo, how happy are you with that win today?
Really happy. We start the year with the win. Now we can rest a little bit. Happy, and we see you again after the break.
Yep.
It was a very fast start tonight. Was that very important for Celtic, getting that foothold in the game?
Yeah. Yes, we know the away games is more difficult than the home game, so a start goal is really important, and we scored two, and it was great for us.
It was that. If you look at it, we started really good. We started really quick, and we went on and really pressured them, which was, I mean, I thought that they were going to come out and give us a good goal right at the start, but we got off to such a good start yesterday that it was hard for them to come out and do absolutely anything in the game. Now, it wouldn't be Scottish football. It wouldn't be Scottish football at all if it wasn't the case where a player was asked, especially at Celtic. It seems to happen at Celtic more than any other club. It certainly doesn't seem to happen at any other club in Scotland as much as what it does to Celtic. Players are then asked if they're happy at Celtic, if they've been here 100 games, is it going to be 100 more? And are they basically just happy being here? Hinting, will you move in the next transfer window? Let's see what Matt O'Reilly had to say.
Yeah, I think everyone knows how much I love playing for the football club. I've really enjoyed my time so far. The support I've received personally from the fans, especially this season, it's been nice. And yeah, let's see.
Well, it's Paulo that's the Cinch Premiership.
Now, that's interesting. He said, we'll see. You've got to remember, at the beginning of the season, Matt O'Reilly did come out publicly and say that he was enjoying his football training under the new manager, Brendan Rodgers, at the time, which suggested that he wasn't getting on too well with the manager last season. I think that everyone knows that his game has come on leaps and bounds this year, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. He's definitely not getting sold this transfer window. Brendan Rodgers has basically said as much. He's not worried about any player leaving the club at this transfer window. There will obviously be some players that will leave. When you look at the players that came in during the summer, I definitely think there's some of them. Brendan Rodgers can be happy the way that the team is playing just now. One player that is happy is obviously Paulo Bernardo. He took to Instagram last night, as he has done the last couple of games. And together as a team should be a nice way to start the year. We'll go for more, says Paulo Bernardo. That was an interesting one that he posted on Instagram last night. And then we need to talk about the one and only Matt O'Reilly. Matt O'Reilly had another fantastic game for Celtic. He has been the talk of the town with regards to some speculation that he might be sold. Clubs have been sniffing about. But he did play 100 games for Celtic yesterday.
Yeah, it's really nice. 100 games has gone really, really quickly. Only been in just under 2 years. So really proud, to be honest. Proud to play for this club. And yeah, hopefully a lot more to come.
Yeah.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned in the 100 games you've played?
Probably just never let off the gas, probably. That
I wonder if he was about to say we never stop there.
with a mixture of have fun. You know, I think it's very easy to put a lot of pressure on yourself, especially playing at Celtic. So at the moment, me personally, I'm just trying to go out there and enjoy it because
That's one thing that he said about the beginning of the season. He was speaking about his form last season and the fact that he started taking up Pilates again. And he started getting his mindset this season into a better place and just relaxing before he was going into games. Because I think he even admitted himself at the beginning of the season that he was putting too much pressure on himself to perform. You have to remember, he is only a young lad. He is only young. We put players his age, Scottish players his age, out on loan at Celtic. The fact that he's come in and done so fantastically well, and he's one player that's going to go for big, big money when he's finally sold by Celtic. Because let's face it, we all know that he will be sold at some point.
we only get one life, so make the most of it. Huh?
Yeah.
Does this break come at the right time for Celtic, given the momentum you have just now?
Yeah, I think a bit of rest in football is always good. You know, the schedule's been crazy, especially December, so it'd be nice to recharge, relax, get in the sun a bit.
That's interesting that they say that we're going to go and get a bit of sun. So Brendan Rodgers and the team aren't going away as a squad this year. The players are getting some time off. They're getting a good few days off to go get some of their own rest and recuperation. Brendan Rodgers will probably head over to Mallorca, to his home. And it's a weird one, that, because over the last couple of, ever since Brendan Rodgers was here the first time, Brendan Rodgers took the team to Dubai every winter break so they can get that warm training camp. And so Brendan has basically given the players some time off to make sure that they're fully recharged for the game against Bucky Thistle. Now, one thing that I will say, when you're in a busy pub watching a football game, it's hard to hear anything that's going on with the commentators, never mind the fans or anything else. And I did ask the question last night, what was that going on about with Brendan Rodgers giving Rio Hatate the big cuddle when we could all be safe? It was all just about the matter of fact that Rio got a little bit emotional. Brendan Rodgers did say after the game, after the aftermath of that game where Greg Taylor scores, he said that, look, he was a bit emotional. He said you could see afterwards he was quite emotional to be back out on the pitch again. He's put in so much hard work. He's a really big player for us, said Brendan Rodgers. So hopefully he can go away, get some minutes, get his fitness up, because when he comes back, he's going to be a huge player for us the second half of the season. So it's great for him to be back, says Brendan Rodgers, as well as Leila Bada, because they bring different dimensions to the team. Leila Bada's a goal scorer, he's a wide player, and he's always running into score. So having those players of those quality will help us with the kind of football we want to see here the second half of the season. Bada obviously made a return last week, and he stepped into the fray yesterday again. It was good to see Rio Hatate get minutes on the pitch, and it was good to see that it is only just the fact, you've got to think about it, he was probably over the moon that he did get some game time. And the fact that he has been called up to the national team be a massive moment for him, because when he got injured at the beginning of the season, you could see how disappointed that he was when he came off against the Atletico Madrid. And then, you know, he was really devastated. And the fact that Celtic have said, look, he's back earlier than what we thought. So he probably thought he wasn't going to get back and get any game time before the big cup, as far as they're concerned, the big international games that are coming up. So you can understand that is, and hopefully that is the only reason. Hopefully that is just the fact that it was emotional after the game. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure that you give it a thumbs up this morning. I will be back tomorrow morning with some Celtic news and any updates during the day if there's any breaking Celtic news. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel. You see the count up here, it's going up every day. I love that. And anyway, a big thank you to all the Celtic fans that watch these videos from all around the world. I've said it wrong. Have a fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world.
Lit. Roll up to the